to win.
Oh, he ran out.
Has the ball in his hand. Spinning tough shot. Oh!
Yes! There is a foul. Oh, it's gone travelling.
Defense, they're looking for Myers. Myers fakes it. Now Myers to win the league. Yes! Terrell Myers has won it.
You gotta love it, baby. You gotta love it.
Hello and welcome to the BTR show. It's me, Pabz. Grant's here as well. We're going to chat to you about some of the things that unfolded today, really. I say today, you're probably going to be listening to this tomorrow, which will be Thursday. But I'm talking about the things that unfolded on Wednesday, mainly through our Discord and spilled out into Twitter, here, there and everywhere. Before I do that, if you want to get in touch with the show, ask any questions, you can do so by doing the following.
Get in touch with the show. Email hello@belowtherim.uk or tweet us at belowthepod. That's at belowthepod. Do it now.
Good stuff. Grant, my man, how you doing? You good?
Hey, Pabz, I'm not bad, man. I feel like it's been one of the days where, for you, you've been working. It's been ridiculously hot.
Oh, mate, it was crazy. 31.
And
Fuck, Christ knows how hot it was in the cab of the bus. But
oh no, it's been nice up here. I had my shorts on every day. I got a fresh haircut for August starting, and beard was a little bit. It looks really like I've not got my beard left, but it's still there. Just tidied it up. I'm going on holiday on Saturday.
are you really?
I'm going on holiday. Just take vacation, going east,
Where you going?
going to North Berwick,
Very nice too.
the best place in the world.
Golf?
Yep.
Right.
Clubs will be packed. The Wayne wants to. She's forced her grandfather to buy her like a wee mini kids surfboard type thing.
Oh, mate, nice.
It's quite cool. They've got like a man-made pool from seawater. Like the water
Brine
comes
pool.
in,
Yeah.
fills it up, the tide goes out, and there's your pool.
Yeah, it's a Lido, we call that, I believe.
I mean, you call that what you want, mate.
we got a bunch of them down here. Yeah. It's all good. Is it heated? Because I can imagine it being a bit nippy.
No,
up
it's
there.
just the seawater. It's just the sea.
They don't
so
fire it out. She got a wetsuit.
Yeah.
Like super thick.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And
I can't
so
imagine
much
how
so I'm
cold
like-
it is up there.
I'm like to my dad, I'm like, you're going in. I'm not going in. You're the one that's bought her this stuff. You're doing it, not me.
You're not going in with her?
Absolutely not.
Not at all. Have you not got a wetsuit?
No.
I'll send you one of mine. I've got a couple I don't wear. You know what? I used to surf all the time. Used to come down to Cornwall and surf. Used to make road trips. Used to go on my own. Used to book a chalet in a place called Hale and run off and surf. All times a year. I went in October, the end of October one year, and I thought I was going to die because the waves were massive, and there was me and two other guys in the water, and the freaking rescue helicopter was hovering over us for about an hour. It was honestly like it was crazy.
Is it doing that because it's like these guys are Muppets? I'm going to stay here
Probably,
just in
yeah.
case.
The swell was massive. The swell was enormous, but I got some good waves that day. But since we moved to Cornwall, I've surfed twice. And it'd be 10 years next year.
I mean, kids, let's be honest.
Yeah. I want to take them in surfing. Little one's got a bodyboard she paddles around on.
Yeah.
But that's mainly so she can look at wildlife, jellyfish and crabs and stuff.
That's still amazing though, let's be
But
honest.
she needed a wetsuit down here a couple of days ago. We went in and it's got warmer progressively because it's literally been boiling hot every day. So she's been in without it. I've been in without mine, but it took a while to get in. Like it was cold, but I can't imagine what it's like up there. Actually, I can imagine. Would you believe this if I told you this? I forget what year it was. It might have been 2008. I competed I say competed, it's not a competition. It was just anyone who's stupid enough to get in the Peel Harbour Swim on Boxing Day in the Isle of Man. I've lost you.
No, I'm still here.
He's lost interest in that. Look at that.
No,
Brilliant. I'll leave that in.
I got distracted.
So yeah, December 26th, I swam in the sea up north, and I shivered for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's a health hazard.
It was painful. It was like
Was
being
icy?
stabbed. It was. There was frost on the sand. It hurt your feet to get in. It was like nightmare. I went in just trunks as well.
Well,
I was ripped then.
There's people that go. There's like an annual thing. It's either Boxing Day or New Year's. I think it's New Year's Day.
New Year's Day,
where the Forth Road Bridge is. Queen's Ferry. They go take a dip in the Forth.
They must do it all year round though, to be used to it, to do that.
I mean,
they must be. There are people mad enough to do it all year round.
Yeah, not me though.
No, it's crazy. I used to.
Anyway,
in a big wet.
You've been watching the Olympics?
I have. I've been watching the water polo and the swimming.
Oh, nice. Did you enjoy?
I watched a bit of tennis.
Did you watch? No, you didn't. You couldn't watch it yesterday. The relay swim yesterday by the British guys.
No, I missed it because I watched.
You were watching water polo, weren't
late, and then I let the wife have the telly after that finished, so I missed the 200. Yeah, 200 relay. Good, very good. Very. We should. To be fair, we had 2 in the final, so it's not a shock that we won the. We had 2 in the 200 meter final, and the one guy from lane 1 should have won it. He did an extra. See, now I don't want to get too technical with swimming, but he did what I've never liked, which is he did a kind of undulation dip at the end, rather than doing an extra stroke and crashing into the board and finishing first, because he was up.
Is this the one that he's now trying to debate that he did actually win it?
Are they?
Apparently so.
I don't know. Adam Peaty did the same thing. He had a half a stroke. He should have glided in. He should have lunged.
Yeah, he just glided.
He should have lunged or done another half stroke, and he would have won as well.
He would have.
But there's been a lot of that. There's stroke count seems to be more important than ever because it's coming down to the very fine margins. And because there was a girl on the breaststroke, she was 4th as they came to the wall, and because her stroke, she didn't have to change her stroke pattern. She smashed into the wall perfectly, and everybody else had to either glide or do an extra half, and that was enough for her to go from 4th to 1st.
Wow! What in like the last 2 meters?
Literally the last, 2 or 3 meters. Yeah, but I realised I can't. The polo, I'm all right. I get vocal, but the swimming, I get really vocal.
I felt like last night, Andy Murray. I was just hoping for a nice easy night. Like honestly, they won the first set so easy. I was like, I'm going to enjoy this. This is just an enjoyable Andy Murray match. He's going to win. Blah blah blah. No, the opposite. Heart palpitations, shouting at the telly. That's kind of pish.
Was that their toughest matchup, or do you think it's going to get harder?
I don't know. It depends who won today. They might have to play the Americans tomorrow.
That'd be tough.
I've watched quite a lot of volleyball. Just amazing.
Yes, I watched Germany USA. That was a great game. Germany started coming back, and then I've noticed. I don't know if you noticed the same as me as you're perusing through all these different Olympic sports. Is that the non-contact sports? The boys and girls take a lot more care and attention to how they look.
Yeah,
there's proper coiffures. There's designer stubble. It's all there. The wristbands, all that sort of stuff. And then I've watched the water polo, and it's just a bunch of unshaven thugs kicking the shit out of each other.
Right, the question for you as a water guy: would you have got anything done the triathlon in the River Seine?
Triathlon's not a real sport. Sorry to everybody who was really happy about the gold. It's for athletes that aren't quite good enough at running, aren't quite good enough at cycling, and aren't quite good enough at swimming. And they put them all together and have a crack. That's terrible, isn't it? That's a horrible thing to say.
But would you have gotten in the Seine and swam?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, they were saying like 2 days ago that the E. coli levels were like 6 times the legal amount.
No, because they toyed with, believe this or not, they toyed with the idea when it was the London Olympics of doing the open water swims in the Thames. And the Thames has been brown for about 30 years. Ridiculous. You're going to die. I got mates who used to do the sea swim Brighton to the pier to beer in Brighton. And one year they did it, and everybody who was entered and competed got hepatitis B or whatever it is.
What?
Yeah, it was like swimming in amongst turds, and it's unsavoury. Open water swimming. Yeah, but congratulations to the triathlon people, but it's not real sport.
Wow.
Oh, good.
the hot takes of Pablo Cheeks.
Do you know what? That comes from a very systemic, probably institutionalized hatred for it. Because whenever I wanted to do a triathlon, it was never the right balance. You'd have a 200-meter swim, which is a fucking sprint, and then like a 10-mile bike ride and a 6-mile run or whatever. And it was like, that's not. The swim needs to be at least a mile and a half.
I mean, I wouldn't.
But no one could fucking swim, so like, you know.
I would be okay at the cycling bit. Would maybe be able to do the running bit.
I wouldn't.
You could do the swim bit for me.
Cycle. Do you know what? A few mates of mine, we jumped in my shitty old. I had a Vauxhall Cavalier 2-litre injection, no aircon, and we jumped in it to drive to this remote part of Portugal. I drove to Portugal, which took a day. It's at the ferry. It's at the Dover Calais ferry, and we drove all the way down. There's four of us, and we entered this triathlon because there was big money up for grabs, and we basically were ringers, and we entered this triathlon and did it. I won €500 because I won the swim, and my other mate won €500 for winning the run, and the other mate won so many €100. But they had a horse riding bit, and the fourth guy we brought with us was a horse rider. He didn't win though. There were better horse riders over there. So we went back fully loaded, drove all the way back up to England via Luxembourg, which weirdly has a space centre. Insane. Where else did we go? Belgium. Came up through Belgium, went to the Ardennes.
Fucking brilliant part of the world.
Because we'd all watched Band of Brothers, so we went into the Bojack's Woods and found all the foxholes. Yeah, that was fucking cool. Yeah, good times. Good times. All right, that's the first nice bit of chit chat underway.
I know, and everyone loves to hear it. Everyone's probably tuning in thinking, "Oh, this will be straight in." Nope.
We'll ease you in.
Usual pander.
I'll be honest, I'm easing myself in because I'm not looking forward to a lot of this stuff this year. As you know.
It's a lot of the uncertainties.
I can't be. I'm not very positive about any of it at the moment. And there's one thing we're going to talk about tonight, which just leaves a sour taste in my mouth, to be honest with you. And I'm going to be deleting my Twitter account very soon. We'll leave the BTR one up, but I'm taking mine off. There's no way I'm hanging around on Twitter. Not with those toxic pricks. There you go. Let's zoom that off. There's how to get in touch with us if you're watching. If you're not, at Gladcast_bball for Grant and at Pablo Cheeks BTR for me. And of course, at Below the Pod is our Twitter, which Dan Routledge told you already. So there you go. Well, I'll leave that to him. He's the expert. First topic up for discussion, and it wasn't necessarily something that looked like it was going to be positive to begin with. Surrey 89ers replace Surrey Scorchers. And when it first was announced, there was an awful lot of people on Twitter and on the Discord going, oh my God, because the way they put it out was that Surrey Scorchers no longer existed. That was the end of Surrey Scorchers.
Yeah, it was like two separate things, wasn't it?
Yes. And it
minutes apart.
It caused a little bit of pandemonium, and then suddenly, like you say, the next sort of tweet dropped, and it all became apparent that it was a shift. Now, the one thing I wasn't 100% clear on is, was it a conscious decision to move away from the uni, or have the uni?
Well, is this not? Remember a couple of weeks ago when we were talking? I don't know if we talked about it in the show, but I'm sure we spoke about it. About the whole netball rejig, and that Surrey lost its netball team from the uni. So I think since then, the university's probably looked at it being like, yeah, like we don't need to do pro sport anymore, and have probably likely used the BBF taking the license away as a way of getting out of basketball as well.
Okay. Do you think there's an element that uni, is it one of those? I don't know the university myself. I wonder if it's one, and there's a few. There were rumours of it happening in Plymouth, and I think it was Brighton. There was a couple of universities that had really traditional, really strong sports elements, departments, courses, whatever you want to call it, and they were looking to go more. Oh, shut that down. They were looking to go more on an art route and basically was starting to cut ties with anything sport related. I wondered if that was something that was happening there.
I don't know. I feel like there was chat about financial gains from sport or something, but you know what? Like, I think we're now glad that Dan Clark got involved in the last year or so.
Absolutely.
Because Surrey are a well-supported club, and you hope that, and this is, it doesn't feel like this isn't a new name or this isn't a new, start again. This isn't a new direction for the club. This is a new club taking over the kind of Surrey franchise. It's not like the franchise is changing name. It's not a rebrand. That's the word. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I get it. I know what you're trying to say.
I don't think so anyway. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, who comes across to it. I think we saw that Lloyd's still the coach. So at least there's some continuation there. And you know what? And there was some chat about the budget being what they planned for this year anyway. So curious to see what that means. Curious, a lot still, as usual, with everything that's kind of happened today in the last week or so. Just curious to see what is next for them.
Literally, that was my next thing to put up, was that we'd heard, I don't know whether that's official or not, or if that was on the statement, that it will be a similar budget to last season. And like you said, Lloyd Gardner to remain as head coach, which they were starting to make ground, weren't they, on previous seasons?
And you know what? I think
starting to do well.
People talked a lot about last season about Bristol having loads of bad injuries. The season before, Surrey had actual injury issues.
They did last season as well, to be fair.
They started, yeah, that's true. Actually, they started, they kept having guys getting injured, didn't they, pretty seriously? Yeah, and so hopefully, new direction. And you wonder if as well the university potentially stopped them from getting any kind of new investment or sponsorship or anything like that, because it would have to be through the university and probably have to meet their kind of brand values. And do you know what I mean? Like it's a private business that they can, hey, if they want to get, I don't know, a betting site involved in their sponsorship, but they probably can now, whereas as the Scorchers owned by the university probably couldn't.
Yeah, I guess as well, like, I don't know if there's more or less stability, like with the university being involved. Like, I know that the Patriots more and more were getting more stability from being involved with Mahjong because of the facilities they had access to and all that kind of stuff. But we assume, because I think it was mentioned that they'd still be using Surrey Sports Park for at least 3 years.
Yeah.
And you'd hope that would mean, I'm assuming they train there. Do they train? They must train there.
They must, yeah.
So I'm assuming that kind of carries on as normal.
You'd assume so. I suppose that's one of the things you wait and see, and we'll see. I'm curious to see what their branding's going to be like, what their logo is going to be like. It's probably going to be on a play of like the, whether it's this Philly 76ers or whatever, or the, what's the German, Geissen 49ers as well as another one, a German team.
San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah. So curious to see what they do branding wise, and there seems like the social seems to be all around a green kind of theme. So,
well, the big question is, it's that now, isn't it? Really, it's that kind of bluey greeny. Well, I suppose it's more light blue. The big question, cue the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style music. Do you like the name? 89 is the one they chose, or would you rather A? Do you like the name? Do you like 89ers? I know it got a bit of a positive response on our Discord.
I think because people understood it was when like the city of Surrey was like founded, or 1889, or so maybe a good historic. People do like a historical reference, don't they? But I mean, we're still just going to call them Surrey every time, aren't we?
Yeah, 89ers will take a bit. It's weird. 69ers. I would have rather they went with Suns. That would have been good.
Is it sunny in Surrey?
Well, it's always been heat related, isn't it? Yeah, Guildford Heat, Surrey Scorchers, Surrey Suns would have been good. And it is. I think somebody mentioned that last week, and it was more along the lines of whether or not the WBBL team would be involved, and the Sevenoaks Suns would become Surrey Suns under that same umbrella. There's no any news on that?
I don't think so, but you wouldn't be surprised if any new license from BBF for the men's pro league will involve women's team.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
would you not think so?
It depends, doesn't it? It always comes down to budget.
Yeah, I suppose
You'd hope so. That was one of the stipulations of the BBL, and no, not every team stuck to it. Historically, even not every team stuck to it. Like it's in recent years the move from the Mystics moving to Giants to give them that kind of men and women's team. You guys up there, Gladiators.
Yep.
Have obviously, you're fulfilling what was but we don't know if that's going to be a stipulation of the new league, which we'll speculate on later.
I would assume it would be when you look at the fact that
Sheffield,
oh,
go on, sorry.
Just because of the new guy at Sheffield, he's bought both of them. So the guy Von Millet's buying the Sharks and the Hatters. You'd expect there to be reason for that.
Flashed up the wrong one. Yeah. I guess the only thing at the moment, obviously, is it's a situation where you want basketball rather than no basketball, and if it
absolutely,
that's not going to be a high on the agenda for men's basketball anyway. Considering there's obviously going to be WBBL, or if they change the name of it, because it's already, they absolutely did the right thing not to get themselves involved with the league or the BBL's previous investors or the BBL in general, because obviously it doesn't exist anymore. So there you go. Anything else to say on Surrey? Obviously, it's I'd say it's a step in the right direction. It obviously is existing.
It's a step in a new direction, isn't it?
Yeah, that's probably what it is. It's not a bad thing. It's certainly not a bad thing.
I think it lifts a lot of I think it lifts a lot of limitations, but removes a security.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Does this mean in 3 years they're going to have to find a new venue as well? That's the other thing. Or build a new venue, which is not going to be cheap.
Who knows? But you wonder if that's part of it as well with venues. And was there not? Because there was always chat of Surrey looking to extend that place anyway, was there not?
They're always looking. I've thought they were looking for a new place.
Oh, yeah?
But then, rumours are what rumours are, and we'll do some rumours later on, and they're not worth the paper they're put on, to be honest. But yeah, I always thought the idea was to. Well, I guess it's every team's idea, isn't it? It's that stupid to say that. Every team wants its own venue to help it be self-sufficient. But maybe they're in a situation now where they're going to need one, because cutting ties with the university means obviously they can't use that place forever. But they've got 3 years, which is quite a lot of time.
I feel 3 years is just like the standard agreement for stuff like that, isn't it?
And if everybody's all in on the the new league, and there's plenty of investment floating around in it, there's no reason not to jump to a conclusion that this new Surrey team might get some backing. It's close to London. It's an ideal position in that sense. It could be quite enticing to investors. And like you say, Dan Clark, it's his name kind of like an international front is
it resonates with a lot of basketball people in the country, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think, and he seems to have done a lot of work. You see how passionate he is watching his teams play, and was he not? I think he's the only owner MD to have been league fined last year or something, was he not? Remember
was he really?
I'm sure that was on the disciplinary thing.
I'm amazed at that, actually. I've seen Russell Livingston in the crowd at Pavilions giving it some. I'm amazed he hasn't picked up one. But yeah, I guess it's who you talk to regarding your grievances during a game. and how loud you are shouting them out. Yeah, that's a good stat.
I'm sure that was. I'm sure I remember reading that. Someone will correct us.
I don't remember seeing anybody else getting it. Anyway, good. So good news for Surrey. It looks like their place is secured in the new league.
Do we talk about the statement now of that all the clubs kind of shared?
Oh, what was that? I missed that.
Oh, have you missed that bit? Well, so that
Hey,
was.
I've been at work.
That's true. So have I. So
I think I
obviously,
lost a stone in my goldfish bowl of a cab. Yeah.
do you, I'm so curious. I'd love to. Like, do you wear a watch that tells you your like steps? Your
I turned it off. It was
like, if you're so
draining the
curious to know what
battery.
your heart rate is when it's hot days like this and your blood pressure.
Oh, I think it's the other way around. Well, blood pressure maybe. I think my heart rate really slowed, and I just was sort of just melting into my own butt crack.
Ugh.
That's a vision for you all there. Good.
That's just made this content X-rated.
Arse rated. Rated arse.